Hey, what's going on guys, FPL Yusuf, and welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be looking ahead at game week 5 of FPL Challenge International Series, which only surrounds American players. We're going to take a look at how my game week 4 team got on, but also the team that I'm looking to select ahead of game week 5. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, welcome back guys. Thank you so much for joining me here today on my YouTube channel for another video. Before we get into this one, if you wouldn't mind dropping a thumbs up and subscribing down below, it would be greatly appreciated. So, how did we get on in game week 4? It was an okay game week. We got 22 points in total. Had some returns from our defenders, maybe a little bit unfortunate with some of them, but overall that puts us to 118 points and we're currently sitting at 78,000th in the world. So very happy with that after the first 4 game weeks. Another green arrow for us, which puts us obviously inside that top 100k quite securely right now. And we're going to just try and now push on to that top 50k, top 25, and hopefully beyond that into the top 10,000. The team, as you can see, the two guys who actually returned for us this week are probably the ones that maybe I wasn't expecting to return. So Edison obviously did lose the clean sheet with inside the first minute, and this, I touched on it in my video last week about why I don't like owning Edison, and this is the reason why, because City always do something. However, he did actually manage to get an assist in this game, which actually got him some extra points. So yeah, for me, I was if the clean sheet's going to go, at least he's got some points back some way. Probably not the way I was expecting it to go, but it's what it is. Lewis Dunk obviously coming back in with the clean sheet. He did kind of what we'd expect Brighton to do in that game, which was just see that game out. Maybe I thought they'd put a little bit more potency going forward, but for this particular game week, it was all about the defense and the clean sheets. And then the Liverpool boys, unfortunately, what was turning on to be a monster haul, we probably would have been pushed up inside the top 50k. Trent was our captain. We had Robertson, Alisson. They ended up losing the clean sheet quite late on, and ended up losing the game. So yeah, a little bit disappointing from them. But overall, very happy with how the current season of FPL Challenge is going. Like I said, we're inside the top 100k now, and yeah, just trying to work our way up to as high as possible finish as we can. So now we're just going to jump into my game week 5 team. I'm going to show you guys the team that I've selected for this coming game week. Okay, so game week 5 is all part of an international series where this week in particular, it's only from teams who are in the Americas. Now, as you can see on screen, all of the guys that I've got here are South American. Obviously, you can go for United States. Anthony Robertson's a good shout, but we're going to start off with the goalkeeper. And of course, I think it goes without saying, Alisson at home to Bournemouth. You'd expect Liverpool to bounce back, and you'd expect them to bounce back quite strong. Hopefully with a clean sheet too. Now, like I said, I think it was a bit unfortunate they lost their clean sheet so late on against Forest. They didn't really, it wasn't the vintage Liverpool that we'd seen over the last sort of few weeks, but I think it'd be fair to say that Forest didn't also deserve to lose that game. So I think a 0-0 draw probably would have been fair by the end of it. But sometimes these things happen. We lost the clean sheet, and just hoping that Alisson this week can be the one to pick it up. And obviously, as there's no budget this week, for me, just paying that premium for him is just it's worth it compared to the other options we have. So yeah, Alisson's gonna be our goalkeeper. The first defender and the only defender, I'm playing a 1-2-1 formation this week, and we're going to go with Sergio Romero. Now, this could change to Lisandro Martinez. At the time of recording, he is flagged with a knock, so I'm just going to keep my eyes peeled on that. But for the time being, I put Romero in there. They are playing at home, Spurs. It is against Brentford. Now, one thing that worries me with Spurs is they don't really keep clean sheets, and I think it was apparent against Arsenal where they sort of probed and they tried and they just couldn't find no luck. And from a set piece, yet again, Spurs just continue to concede goals from them. And it is a little bit worrying, especially when you've got Romero, who was the guy who lost Gabriel for the goal. So yeah, like I said, that change there could easily become Lisandro Martinez, depending on how the injury news goes. But for now, we're going to keep Romero in there. He is a goal threat for Spurs from attacking set pieces. But yeah, we'll keep it as Sergio Romero for now. Onto the two midfielders, we've got Luis Diaz and Garnacho. Now, I think it's fair to say both of these at current time of recording are a minute's risk. Obviously, they will have midweek games, so I think that's worth keeping an eye on, especially Luis Diaz. And obviously, he came off, I think it was about the 61st minute in the last game that Liverpool played against Nottingham Forest, which is a little bit of a concern because he actually hasn't really played 90 minutes in many games. I think he got the first game of the season where he got 90 minutes. I think every other game after that he's been subbed. And it's a little bit worrying, actually, especially with the way that they played last game. Obviously, if he doesn't seem to get his goal by the hour mark or get an assist, then you're probably only going to get 2, maybe 3 points from him, depending on if Liverpool keep a clean sheet. And I think, for this week in particular, it's not too bad because he is by far and away the standout option in midfielders. But it's obviously something that you'd want to have a player playing 90 minutes to put him in the team. And Garnacho is the same. I think, again, he's come off the bench and scored, but my worry for him is that he's proven to be such an effective player from the bench. Why is Ten Hag going to want to change it? Rashford got his goal. So he's not going to get dropped. Ahmad's playing quite well, picked up an assist, I believe, in the first game. So again, he's probably not going to want to drop him either, which means Garnacho is again going to be used as a substitute. Now, he is having effect and impact when he comes off the bench, but obviously it's not ideal. You want to have someone in that team starting, especially when you've only got 5 players. You want to make sure that they're playing 90 minutes or as close to that as possible. My last player in this team is João Pedro. Now, again, same as Lisandro Martinez, he's actually flagged. Now, he wasn't even in the Brighton squad for this game week just gone. He came back from Brazil with an apparent knock. We haven't heard anything extra at the time of recording, so it might be something where as we get later on down the week, we start to get more news out of Brighton's camp about how serious that injury is. But if he's not fit, then I think, obviously, of course, we're going to have to look elsewhere. But I think for the time being, he is the one. I think if he's not fit, then Duran looks like the next best option. But again, it's the same as Garnacho, same as Diaz. He's going to probably come on as a sub for maybe 25 minutes, half an hour. It's not ideal, and you want somebody, I think, who's playing 90 minutes. So yeah, I think there's definitely some food for thought around this team, and a lot of concerns for maybe the attacking players minutes wise. But it's very difficult because there's not really that many attacking options that you can really go with. And like, you look at them and think that, okay, if they start, then they can get the same returns as these guys. But the only problem is these guys get subbed out quite early. So yeah, just be very cautious when you're picking certain players. Obviously, there's certain teams playing midweek in Champions League, Europa League. So just keep an eye on that. But yeah, this is going to be my starting team, I think, as of right now for the Game Week 5 deadline. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, don't forget to drop a thumbs up and subscribe down below. I will be back next week now with another FPL challenge video. This will be the one for this week. Obviously, of course, I'm going to be back later on during the week with just like my normal FPL videos. So I'll have a transfer target video. We'll have a final team selection video. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And if you guys got any questions about FPL challenge in particular, drop it in the comments down below and I'll make sure to get back to you. So like I said, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys next time.